My caplan, please.
We're holding now an Erev Shabbos HaGodol, the last Shabbos before Pesach. There are times in the year when you have a feeling like we're at the end of a tekufa, we're beginning a new tekufa. This feeling is very strong when it comes to Erev Pesach. It's like, in a certain sense, even more than Erev Rosh Hashanah. We're finishing at Kufa. We're cleaning out our house. We're emptying out from all the chometzik things, which is a lot sometimes. We're setting up the house in a new way, and we're starting a Yom Tov. And with that, we're starting a new year. One of the things that we're very careful from on Pesach is Kitnious. Kitnious is only a minhag Yisrael not to eat Kitnious. Kitnious means beans. We don't eat beans, rice. We don't eat rice on Pesach. And there's a question if what'll be an achron shel Pesach. So that it says that we're noeg, that we do eat ki. Where does it say? We have it here in front of me. Achron shel Pesach, the Mishnah Berurah says in Simen Tov Nun Gimel, Sivkot Zayin, Vafilo ba'achron shel Pesach ein lahokel b'zeh. How could they kach achron shel Pesach? This is the 8th day of Pesach, which in Chutz La'aretz it's a Yom Tov, and in Eretz Yisrael it's not a Yom Tov. Still, you shouldn't be makel to eat Kitnious. Then he told the Mishnah Berurah talks about if somebody doesn't have what to eat. What do we know of such a situation in nowadays? But the Mishnah Berurah says somebody doesn't have what to eat, only rice. I think I know somebody like that. He doesn't have what to eat besides rice. So then he can, in Achron Shel Pesach, he can be but he says the Mishnah Berurah, he should go ala seder. If he has to be makel first, he should be makel to eat beans before rice. If he doesn't have beans, then he can eat rice. Because rice is dome yosher lahem minim. It's more similar to the 5 minay dogon. So rice he should leave for later. And but he should check it. He says he should make sure there's no wheat in mixed in with the rice. And then he brings the Chaim Sofer, says that they should pour hot water over it. That hot water is not machmir. Look, the Klal Yisrael took on themselves this minhag of Kitnious. That there's a discussion in Hallel what will be the din on the 8th day in the Chutz La'aretz. Is it mutter? Is it not mutter? And when you start thinking about it, it sounds a little bit strange. Kitnious, it's not chometz at all. Mishnah Berurah brings there are 2 reasons why it became a minhag not to eat Kitnious. One reason was because they used to, in the rice, it used to get mixed in pieces of wheat, and it could become techimut. And it's hard to check it, he says. Another reason is because rice, sometimes they grind it and make flour out of it. And sometimes they even make bread out of the rice flour. And the Amaratzim are not going to know the difference between this flour and that flour. So they were machmir not to eat any kind of Kitnious. And even to then he goes further and he says that what'll be if it was rice itself. Not ground rice, only rice itself, but low plug, he says. Rabbanon that you say lo plug. The Chachamim didn't make a difference. Once they asked it, they didn't make a difference in what the Yisur was. So over here, when it comes to Kitnious, they said rice, that it's whole pieces of rice, not ground. Still, you shouldn't do it because of lo plug. Even though it's not rice flour, it's plain rice. Okay. But you see how far it goes, the minhag of Kitnious. We know there's also when you look at the chaim, sometimes you see it says La'ochle Kitnious bilvad, and that this is only kosher for the Sfardim that they eat Kitnious, and but if somebody doesn't eat Kitnious, it's also for them. Look how far the Klal Yisrael went with this minhag. And I once heard a few years ago from some young people that they were saying, why do we have to go so far just because of a minhag of not to eat Kitnious? And I was thinking that the thing is, it's a lot more than just the Isser that it might be wheat mixed in, or you might think there's no difference between this flour and that flour. Once they made a Isser of Kitnious, it's much, much deeper than that. And I want to base myself on a Gemara in Tainis in the end of the Masech in the 4th parak, that the Gemara says that Rav came, when he came to Bovel, so he saw that they said Hallel on Rosh Chodesh, and that wasn't the minhag there wasn't the Takonos Chachamim to say Hallel on Rosh Chodesh. And he didn't understand how could they say Sova Elav Sukino, the Gemara says. He wanted to stop them. What kind of thing is that to say Hallel on a day that the Chazal weren't Mesakin? But given the Chose, the Medalgi, the Luge, he saw that they skipped certain parts. So then, Omar Minhag of Hashem B'Yadayim, the Gemara is in Tainis, and it's in Zaf, Chov Zayin Omid Beis. The Gemara says that it's Chov Ches Omid Beis. And he says he saw they were medallic, they skipped. They saw it's not the real Hallel because they're skipping 2 pieces. Oma minhag of Hashem b'yadayim, but it's not just b'mikra. That means he understood from the medalgi deluge that's not the regular Hallel. It's a different kind of Hallel. It's a Hallel of a minhag of Hashem b'yadayim. So it says, Rab Tzadok HaKohen says in the Sefer Resifei Laila, so in the beginning of the Sefer, it could be it's the Amud Ches. So he says like this, that, I mean, of course, the pshat is that they were medallic, so he saw from that a siman that's not the regular Hallel. But we know that it is Dvarim Gedolim Einam B'Mikra. It's not by accident. And if the medalge was the siman that they used to show that it's not the regular Hallel, it must be that dilug has something to skipping, has something to do with minhag. Rab Tzadok says that the pshat is like this: a minhag of Hashem b'yadayim is the pshat. It's not something that's written in the Torah. It's not something that's written in the Mishnah or in the Gemara. Only one. Minhag of Hashem b'yadayim. Klal Yisrael had this feeling of Imeinam Nevi'im B'nei Nevi'im. The Gemara says in the beginning of the 6th parak in Pesachim that Hillel Zokin, when he came from Bovel to Eretz Yisrael, he didn't know what should you do if Erev Pesach comes out on Shabbos. How are you going to carry the sakin, the knife to shech the carbon Pesach? How are you going to carry it? Oma nachlam leYisrael imeinam nevim b'nei nevim. They're not nevim, so they're children of nevim. They have It says in many Svarmai Kedoshim Rab Tzadik, and the Piesnitzer says it in the Seven Dishloshim HaMorim, after the Chavos HaTalmidim. So he says that the Pshat is B'nai Nevi'im. They don't hear directly the voice of Hashem, but they have the feeling of what's going to make Hashem happy. They have that feeling. They have such a strong connection to Hashem that they feel if we'll do this, he's going to have a nachas ruach. So they say, Hallel on Rosh Chodesh. It's an anut kufa on Rosh Chodesh. So we thank Hashem. Hodul Hashem ki tov. That anut, one kufa ended and anut kufa begins. Mina meitzak erosiko, noni b'merchavko. Hashem is always answering us with a rachvus hadas, and He's always giving and thinking of us. Says Reb Tzaddik, that's the inyan of minhag. The ben, the son, he feels what's going to make his father happy. So he says, Hallel on Rosh Chodesh. On that, the Gemara says, the medalgi deluge, the siman that it's Ratzon Hashem to do it, that it's a minhag avosem b'yadayim, because they skip over a minhag, has in it, in a certain sense, it has in it this akoach. It can jump over the rabbanons and it can jump over the oraises, because it comes from the feeling of Nishmas Yisrael. Nishmas Yisrael is Yisrael v'oraisa v'kucha brichu kula chad. The neshama of Klal Yisrael can feel the Ratzon Hashem, because it's chelik alakam mimal mamish. Nishmasem shel Yisrael chatzuvos mitachas kisei hakovod. And because of that, they could feel what's going to make Hashem happy. Because of that, so they do this particular minhag. Comes out that the shorish where minhagim comes from is from the shorish of medalgi delugi. It's from the shorish of jumping. You can go. I don't. We're saying I don't know what it says in the Mishnah and Gemara. I don't know what it says in the Torah, but I'm going straight to Hashem. It's hard to understand. There can be such a thing. That's how Tzaddik explained this. And medalgi deluge, because of that, they do the minhag of saying Hallel on Rosh Chodesh. And who had in on all minhagim, it's like that. Now, Linyonenu, the minhag of not eating Kitnious. So I would say that since the inyan of minhag is the inyan of medalgi deluge, to jump over, so when you don't eat Kitnious, it's not just that you're being mechazik this inyan of the chashash, that maybe there might be wheat mixed in it, or maybe they'll learn from it that you could eat flour and make a isa out of it. Much more than that, it's the feeling that Klal Yisrael felt that if we're going to stay away from eating Kitnious, we're keeping a gevul, that we're making sure with that no Amoritz is going to make any mistakes, and he's not going to do anything that could come to Chometz. That's the Pshat minhag avosem b'yadayim. We're doing the minhag of avosem. We're being careful with what they were careful. We're connecting to the shorish, to the highest place, that which is the place where the Nishmas Yisrael is connected to Hashem over there, and it's trying to do the Ratzon Hashem. We're connecting to the place that the Gemara calls it medalgi deluge. You can jump over the rices. You can jump over the abonons.
Rabbi Caplan, we're taking a break. Thank you.